I really hate Watcher of Realms right now. Honestly, I just finished forging in the Gear Forge, looking for amazing variant pieces and ancients and tier 3 gear, and of course, exclusives for the first time ever in the history of my account. I'll prove it to you. I have 2 fabric, I have 9 scales. That is not where we started. We started with this 12,816 fabric, 13,209 scales. You can see at 20 materials per piece of gear, that comes out to 641 pieces of left side gear we forged and 660 on the right. In total, it was just over 1,301. You can see we have all the rates here of what I got. I tallied up every single exclusive I got. A huge shout out to Tommy who helped me do that. And let's just say it went horribly. But the point of this is not just my sour grapes and me complaining. I want to show you how bad this effort was. 9 months of saving. To be fair, with the amount I farm now and the increased drop rates of these materials, this more realistically might be like 4 months now. I don't know, 3 months, not 9 months. It used to be way harder to get this stuff. The point is, it is so tremendously hard to get this stuff. And when you see the gear I got, first off, just what I got, what I didn't get, the substats, the lack of luck there, and then the way they actually rolled, which, spoiler alert, was an entire disaster. There's like 2 pieces I got, period, and only one of them is like legitimately good of the exclusive stuff. And that took a refining crystal. It's really a disaster. So it's really not, I am going to be bitching and moaning. I need to do this. This was going to be a members only video. If you want to join as a member, absolutely do it. But I was like, people just need to know this because I'm sure other people can share my feelings. And maybe if we make enough noise, Moonton can revisit this entire system with tier 3 gear, with exclusives, with forging, because this is a disaster. This is a large sample size, right? You want at least 1,000 instances when you get a nice sample, and we had 1,301. And what showed up was like bupkis, like nothing. 9 months of saving on an account that's been endgame since the beginning. When Gear Raid 4 came out, Gear Dungeon 1, I instantly was farming stage 6, which was the original last stage. When Gear Raid 5, Gear Dungeon 2 came out, instantly from day 1, just farming stage 6. I've never farmed inefficiently. As soon as they went to stage 10, I cleared that very first month and farmed there. This is a max efficiency situation, and the results are entirely depressing. Let's get right into it. I'm going to show you every single piece we got. I'm not hiding anything from you. It was an entire disaster. Let's start with the rates. So even if these things had nice subsets and they weren't just shockingly bad all the time with the subsets, even if they were relevant, and even if they rolled then well, which also doesn't happen, the rates alone are a tragedy. 7.3% of the time we got an exclusive piece, which I'll be honest is not that bad. I think that like 5 to 10% range feels kind of fine. I didn't feel like we didn't get enough exclusives. That's like the one complaint I don't have. However, once we got them, and I'm going to show you every exclusive piece of gear we got, they were terrible, like legitimately terrible. And even the pieces we got that like I thought were perfect and so amazing still needed a roll well. And like literally none of them did. I have two examples out of 95 exclusives. Let's just start with Uridan. Let's just start with him. I got 5 pieces for him, and you want good exclusive gear for him because it gives a lot of BP. Look at this. Perfect subsets, basically. Attack bonus, crit rate, attack speed, rage regen. Disaster rolls. Here's another one. Good subsets. Nothing even that close to purple. Here's another one. 3 trifecta, nice substats. Nothing. Terrible substats. It rolled okay, but the subsets are terrible. And then we got not even attack bonus, and it didn't even roll that well. It's just a disaster. I mean, look at this piece. This is what you dream of, right? This is what you dream of, and it rolls like this. You might be saying, well, Fastidious, you should save up recasting hammers and refining crystals. I do, and we'll do that at the end of this. Maybe we can salvage a couple pieces. That might be a happy ending. I got 21, and I save and hoard like a crazy person. Most people do not have 21 gear recasting hammers. With the refining crystals, I have some. I mean, these are so hard to get. These special ones over here. Let me move myself out of the way and make myself a lot smaller. These are specifically refining for your ancient gear. They should be special, but they're really hard to get. I've used like 2 ever, I believe, and I have 5. Maybe I used 3. I don't know. And then the other ones, the green ones, a lot easier to get. I use these with a little frequency, so you'll see I got a lot of ancients on this account, geez. But if we go over here, I got 4 now. I had to use 2 earlier on like one of the 2 good exclusives you got. But yeah, let's get ready to dive in. You'll see these rates are insane. Exclusives were dropping just over 7%. Out of these 1,300 pieces, 5 of them are ancient. It was over 200 pieces at a time we were going through to get an ancient. And most of them were very bad. 0.38%. 0.38%. That means every 10,000, you're getting 38 on average with my rates. And we got two unidentified. 2. I counted before I started. I only had 7 variant pieces on my entire account. So on 9 months since this was introduced of March 2024, I only ever had 7 drop naturally. And now I got 2 from all the materials I saved in almost a year. That is dropping 0.15% of the time. So this means every thousand drops you get out of all these forge materials, I was averaging 1.5 unidentified. That is 15 every 10,000. That is shocking. So let's get into it. I do want to say, to try to get a little happiness out of this, maybe just 1 or 2 of you want to do it. This video will be sponsored by Factor 75. This is going to be like a 10-second spot. Basically, my link's in the description and the top pinned comment. Legitimately, it's a great deal. You can see 50% off with free shipping if you live in the US using my link. The food is tasty. It is healthy. It has very good macros. If you're into just health, fitness, or good tasting food, to be honest, it is not the cheapest thing in the world. But when it's 50% off, it kind of is. It's like $6 a meal. It comes fresh, never frozen, delivered to your house, prepped, healthy stuff, good macros, phenomenal. I highly suggest you check it out. It would help me in a big way, and it's going to help your tummy feel very healthy and your soul feel like it's been in contact with something very, very delicious. All right, enough of that. Let's go through piece by piece. Buckle up. This is not going to be fun. So if you want a sense, we got 95 of the exclusives. These were the results. Huge shout out again to Tommy for helping me track all of this during the stream. The stream is phenomenal. It was like 3 hours. There's 150 people on Twitch the whole time. You guys know I'm trying to make Twitch partner. If you want to support me also, check out the Twitch and follow. But look, we got 5 for Yovar, 5 for Setram, 5 for Yurden, so on and so on. The key things you want to see, we got nothing for Valkyra, which would have been awesome, and nothing for Helga. Aside from that, we got every other hero. One other caveat, when it comes to the rings, every faction, all the 7 normal factions, Curse Cult through Starpiercer, they each have 2 kinds of rings. We just lumped them all together. So for example, I never got the Tank North Throne faction bonus exclusive ring, but I think we got basically everything else. Very solid results for the spread of what exclusives we got and where, but you are not going to believe it. So let me actually start you, because I don't want to be like I'm tailoring it to make it worse than it is. It was that bad. Let me show you my absolute best pieces by a mile. My best piece, of course, was Hell's Lament, which, let's start the rant here. Terrible set. Worse than all the good DPS tier 2 sets. This is tier 3. We should all submit suggestions on the official Discord telling them to fix this. I know there was a little buff. This thing totally sucks. It is insane. But my best piece by far was Hell's Lament. I just rolled everything up so you could see. This was a good one, a very good one. No crit rate, though. But this is where I'm at. Even without crit rate, we're like, fine. Let me find the really good one. It's hiding somewhere. It's a Salazar. This was the best piece by a mile. Awesome piece. Awesome piece. On a set I literally can't use, but awesome piece. This is the special one, right? The only other really good piece we got was a Calypso piece, which I already did a refining crystal on. I'll prove it to you. Wicked Vengeance, of course. If you go here, this was the piece. So perfect substats, right? The 3 main ones. And then we also got flat attack. Very nice. These all naturally rolled purple. This rolled 10% crit rate. And I did 2 refining crystals to bring it to 15. Let me show you that right now. I've got receipts. You know I've got receipts. I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. If we go to refine, we go here. You should be able to see down here. Yes, you can see I've already used it once. It's already locked in. I can't click anything else. I did it live on stream. We did 2 rolls to get from 10 to 15%. It's a good piece. However, that's kind of where it ends. Let's start with just the beginning. We'll just go through everything. Let's look at all my Wicked Vengeance exclusive pieces. And we actually can start with my Ancients too. I did get 5 Ancients. Everything's going to be tier 3 gear, right? We were in the Forge. So this is one of my Ancients. This is one of like my okay things that happened. It's like a fine Ancient. We got 1 purple roll on the relevant subsets. Heal effect is a joke. But like 52 attack speed, 18% crit. It's fine. Combine that with the Calypso breastplate. You got something interesting, right? Next up, We showed you Uridin. I'll show you again very quickly. This piece was perfect. We'll recast it at the end. This is how it rolled. We got this piece, very good. This is how it rolled. This piece, good. This is how it rolled. This piece, terrible, still rolled bad and is useless. This piece, terrible, no attack bonus. It's a joke, right? That's Uridin. Let's just click off now. We can go through everything. There's the Ancient, Uridin. I think they're going to be in order, I believe. Uridin, Uridin, Uridin. Nope, they're not. Okay, so Yovar could have been an unbelievable piece. We'll recast this too. Basically perfect. I probably would like, instead of the Rage Regen, let's say crit damage, but it's awesome. This is an awesome piece. Rolled horrible. Two of them barely made it over one line. This one is the minimum 3.5%, and then the attack bonus, nothing. I mean, you could use it, but this is bad, and this should have been my best piece, right? Keep going. Cetrum, funny enough, disaster. Many of the pieces that could have been good had no attack bonus, and they still didn't roll well. Let's continue. Here's a Cetrum, one of the couple with attack bonus. Only one of them cleared the second line, and barely. This one, of course, wow, huge roll on crit rate, huge roll on attack speed. This is going to be a good piece. Terrible attack bonus. I could use a refining crystal, but like as you're going to see once we go through all this gear, there's not enough refining crystals and recast hammers in the world, given how exclusive they are, to fix how bad these things roll. Maybe I was unlucky, but based on what the stream chat was saying, I don't think I was, and I think we need to make a lot of noise. So let's take this moment. I think you're starting to appreciate how bad this went. 9 months of prep and everything. Make a lot of noise in the comments. Make suggestions. Let's complain. Devs, I hope you're watching. I'm going to submit this to you. You need to fix this. This was such a shocking disappointment, and my expectations began so low. It's insane. Let's continue. Cetrum, this was our other chance. We had the 3 good substats. Attack speed at 13, 8.5 attack bonus, 19% crit rate. This is a joke. Cetrum again. This one, hey, almost usable. Oh, wait, there's no attack bonus. We need some substats to be guaranteed. Wait till you see my Arrogance exclusive gear. You will not believe it. This one, oh, could be good. Crit rate in the trash. No attack bonus. Unusable. Literally unusable. Like, what can we do? Let's go here. This one is just a random piece I leveled. One of the only Wicked Vengeance pieces I kept that wasn't exclusive. And it's like, okay. And this was like of the only things. I kept almost no gear that wasn't exclusive because all the substats were so bad. Again, another random exclusive. Now we've got this Uridin piece I showed you. The other Uridin piece that sucked. We got this Yovar piece, only 2 relevant substats. Why is that a thing? And they rolled horribly. We got Yovar. I'll pick up the base because you're getting the picture. We got Yovar again, 2 relevant substats, not even crit rate. Nothing's rolling. This is huge attack speed. That's great. To go with my 16% crit and 2 flat stats that don't help. And then again, we got Volca. There was one Volca piece, I must have skipped over it somehow, that had potential. I got one Volca piece on my entire account that had attack bonus, and let me tell you, it didn't roll well. So let's go back here. You should be able to see it faster. We'll go here. Only this here is exclusive. So you can see, I rolled this all the way up. I was so excited. I guess I thought this was Cetrum when I just mentioned 8.5%. So I'm going to probably recast this too because I use Volca so much. But what a joke. What an actual joke. That's all our Wicked Vengeance gear. Let's continue on now. The other for the weapon, as you guys can reference here, I'll be going through this just down the list so it's easier to see. We did all those DPSers. So I got no Valkyria. The only thing remaining is the new weapons for Leia, which I was so excited about because I love Leia. She's one of my favorite heroes. Here's one of our Ancients. I was waiting to roll this with you guys. I also just thought it'd be funny because, like, look at this piece. I don't know. I guess if for an HP bonus, HP-based healer, it could be good if it rolls amazing. This was one of my other, the second I'm going to show you of my 5 Ancients. There's no attack speed, so there's no world I'm going to use it. With Salvation gear, it's guaranteed. Every single Salvation gear, piece of gear, is guaranteed to have attack speed, rage regen, and heal effect. Every single one. Look at that. I got 5 examples to show you, and I've seen this across every account. But then there's no such guarantees for the Forge and for the special tier 3 gear, so we get stuff like this. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Let's roll it together. Oh, barely, almost could maybe be usable. But it's not. It's for a healer and has no attack speed. I'm never going to use this. Never. Maybe on, like, I don't know, light lock for faction trials, so I don't have to move gear around eventually. Like, that's the only use case, right? Am I being a little picky? Sure, but you can see it freaking sucks. It sucks so bad. So let's go back. Let's check out all of Leia's gear. I need to click on her 1 sec. Let's pull her from over here. Let's show you all the Leia gear. And I got a decent amount, so I was pretty dang stoked to get this Leia gear. Let's see how we did. We didn't do well. We got 4 pieces. This one, no attack speed, nothing's guaranteed. It rolled like not awful, but you can't use this. Attack bonus, heal effect. I was thinking, hey, maybe it'd be good if those rolled well. Add the nice HP bonus, some tankiness for Semra. You're not using this with substats like this. Now, this one I was very excited about. Of course, there's no attack bonus, but I was like, wow, attack speed, healing effect, and rage regen. This could be really good for Leia. Nothing rolled even close to the third line to purple. 2 barely squeaked over the second. Then we had this one that at least had attack bonus, attack speed, heal effect. Very, very nice. No rage regen, but I was excited. Rolled like trash. And then same old song and dance. Let's check out our breastplates now. We'll start with our Astral Guardian breastplates. We'll just go through the exclusives. You can see here's my third Ancient. This one is like, it's okay, I guess. I mean, it's an Ancient. It has the HP bonus and defense bonus. I was lucky to get attack speed. It didn't roll. That happens with Ancients, but you can just see there's not too much to show. I'm not even complaining. I'm just saying there's no like huge gain from any of this. Let's go into our exclusives. We got Abomination. His entire substats just don't make sense. It's always tank substats where he's a hybrid hero. He needs like HP, attack, and crit rate as like guaranteed stuff. Disaster, and it's rolling poorly. Here's another one. This one luckily got a random crit rate, and of course it didn't roll. This one's, look at these rolls. Let's keep going. More Abomination. Look at that. This probably is the best Abomination piece, which is crazy to say. Look at this defense and HP roll. Look at this stuff. It's crazy. And actually, Abomination, as you'll see here, was my most dropped. I got 9 Abomination to go with my 0 Valkyra. But I mean, that's just variance in RNG. It is what it is. Next, you'll see let's work our way through. More Abomination, just awful. More Abomination, just awful. I got 9 and not one piece is usable. Now we're on to Torador. I was excited for this piece. HP bonus and defense bonus from Rage Regen. The HP bonus and Rage Regen didn't even make it over the second bar. This one I was also pretty happy about. Neither the HP bonus, defense bonus, or Rage Regen made it over the second bar. This one is just a random one I rolled. There were a decent amount I kept just to roll to see, but let's focus on the exclusives. This is maybe my best. This actually probably objectively is my best tanky Torador piece. I'm probably going to end up using it. And this is the best we have to show. This one I was quite excited about. Again, we had the HP bonus, defense bonus, and Rage Regen. Terrible rolls. Here's some more Torador. I just gave up on this one. Here's another other piece. So those are all our Astral Guardian exclusives. Up next, we have Constance, who to begin with, it's truly a terrible piece because you're never, ever, ever going to run Constance in Light's Grace. It doesn't make sense, at least not right now. There's no content she needs to be a healer for. You specifically use Constance as an inspiration hero, so you need her in like a Warlord set. So they definitely need to add a tier 3 set that has an attack bonus. Maybe they make it like 30% attack bonus or 35%. I don't know. But if we look here, the Constance stuff is pretty laughable. Let's go through it. I will say there's a potential benefit with the Constance stuff because you can get on the exclusive gear like attack speed, rage regen on the breastplate, which you can only normally get from like Ancients and Variants. So there's a lot of potential. So like, hey, even if it's not for Constance, maybe it's like a breastplate for Leia. But as you'll see, we didn't really have any gear. This is probably our best piece. Nice attack bonus, nice attack speed, literally the lowest possible HP bonus at 3.5, and then the heal effect at 9. This one, we got a little bit of attack bonus, a little bit of heal effect. I'll just click through. I need to explain each one. You can just see none of this is good. Maybe this one's okay. I don't know. But like none of it's exciting. And the Constance gear sucks to begin with. So there you go. This stuff isn't exclusive. And then finally, I'll show you the rest of Calypso. We had that one great piece. So I don't want to pretend there's no good pieces, but that will basically be it. This was perfect substats, basically. I was really excited about it. As you can see, it rolled very poorly. Maybe we'll end up recasting that. This is the one I refined. This was our amazing piece. And even still, the crit rate's not that good. But this is an exciting piece. This piece, I was not even Calypso, but it was the one breastplate. Literally, there was one that I saved. And this is how it rolled. This is the Calypso. I mean, look at that crit rate. Not that anything's guaranteed, but you think over a sample, it just need the code of how these roll need to be better. They don't have to be fully like Ancients and Variants where you're guaranteed most of the time good rolls. Those can still suck, but it needs to be somewhere between normal rolls and that because this stuff is so hard to drop. You can see 11% attack bonus, 17% crit rate, no other relevant subsets. Disaster. Let's move over now to our right side gear, and we'll just go through each of the set types of our 6 different tier 3 right side gear sets. Let's start with some good stuff. Wings of Grace. I was really hoping to get a Dolores piece, and I did. Substats were basically perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. Instead of the attack speed, we want Rage Regen, but the HP bonus, the heal effect, the attack, that's good. If flat attack rolled well. Overall, bad rolls, but this is good enough to use. I was also really hoping to get some attack bonus main stat rings and bangles for Dolores. And you can see this one was phenomenal. This is one of the better pieces. It's not a good piece, but for Dolores specifically, it is an incredible piece. That's 512 flat attack is awesome. And then you'll see over here, this is probably about as good as we got. We got 149. I think maybe there's one better. This one got 369. So I can get a Dolores set together. That was a win out of this thing. I guess while I'm here, I'll show you this was the one Watchguard ring we got with the heal effect main stat, which is really not what you're looking for. And you can see it didn't roll terrible, but it certainly didn't roll well. We'll max it out right now. We'll waste a little more gold. You can see, like, are we ever using this? Like, of course we're not ever going to use this stuff. It's just, we're really not. And they all roll like this. So that's the end of the Wings of Grace. Let's work our way down. Cataclysm, the best DPS set of the tier 3 sets. So much better than Hell's Lament. It's insane how bad some of this stuff went. Zealous, excellent subsets. We got this little trifecta here. Rolled horribly. Same thing again. This time not even getting crit rate. Very often you'll see you don't get crit rate, especially on these bangles. It's like, then it's unusable. So it's like, if it happened once in a while, it's fine. But again, wait till you see my Arrogance gear. Here's another Zealous piece. No crit damage, but had potential. Nothing even rolled over the second bar. This is just a random one I rolled. It's like, maybe okay. Here's my Virna piece I was so excited about. She doesn't need attack speed, so it was great to have the Rager gem with the crit damage and the crit rate. It rolled very poorly. And then here's my one Morgan piece that dropped, and it rolled not well at all. No, it didn't. Let's move on. You'll see here, these are my Arrogance pieces I've been bragging about. I got 5 Arrogance drops. Look at this, 5 times. Arrogance over here. Yes, he dropped, and 5 times we got Arrogance amulets. How did they go? Not a single one had crit rate. Thus, it's just unusable. How can I use my Arrogance, my A5 Arrogance to effect? And I mean, even if you had any Arrogance, you need to build your heroes with crit rate. These are your good heroes. Arrogance is one of the best heroes in the game, and no crit rate. Maybe it's unlucky, but maybe some of this stuff should be somewhat guaranteed or have much higher rates. Crit damage and attack speed didn't even roll well. Crit damage and attack speed didn't even roll well. Notice all these only have 2 relevant subsets. Crit damage attack speed, look, 9.5% crit damage. Crit damage attack speed, this one rolled okay, maybe. Flat attack speed. What are these subsets? Attack bonus with flat attack speed. This is under 2 bars. This is under 1 bar. Unreal, man. Let's now go to the rings. So these have a lot of potential, right? This is pretty exciting. We got one ancient piece on an exclusive, and it's this Infernal Cataclysm ring over here. Really exciting, and it didn't even roll that poorly. It didn't roll well, but it didn't roll poorly. But there's no crit rate, so it's like, it's really hard to use. This stuff is not guaranteed crit rate at all. Let's compare that very quickly to Soulbound Arcana. Let's look at all my Soulbound Arcana Ancients. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on my rings. Not a single one is an Ancient without crit rate. That's actually impossible. It is coded into the tier 2 gear, the worst gear, that if it's Soulbound Arcana, it always has crit rate. I'll prove it to you. Another one on my amulets, I've got 7 of them. 8. Not a single one. It's not like I sold it. I've never sold an Ancient. Not one doesn't have crit rate because every Soulbound Arcana Ancient gets crit rate. Let's look at it again. We've got over here. There's only one, and that's because crit rate's the main stat on the Bengals. That's the only way it's possible. Everything else over here, the other bunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, those all obviously have crit rate. It's a hard program thing because they know how hard it is to get this stuff, or at least they used to know. So they kind of set themselves up for success in that way. They planned for it. This time they clearly didn't. I don't know what they're going for. How am I getting a Cataclysm Ancient that I should be thrilled about, but then I know I can I'm having to have very limited use cases because it doesn't have crit rate. Like maybe it could go on my Twin Fiend or something because he's going to give himself crit rate. That's like a thought. This should be a huge piece, even that it didn't roll that well. It should be something I'm really excited about, but I can't be excited about it. Let's continue. We got this piece, very nice substats. It kind of rolled, but not really. Really was good substats. This piece had perfect substats. I rolled this live on stream. I was so excited. And I mean, 4.5% crit damage. And I'm not saying everything needs to roll well. I want to make this clear, especially if you're still watching developers. But sometimes it needs to roll well, and much more frequently, so this can feel rewarding. This one could have been really good. Crit rate, crit damage, flat attack. Nothing even came close to a good roll. This one was perfect substats. This is something we can also recast. Literally perfect substats. Only flat attack made it over to the second bar. Let's go a little faster. Perfect substats. It didn't roll again. This one I was super excited about. Nightmare Council, attack bonus main stat. But like, how am I even going to pair this with an attack bonus main stat Cataclysm Amulet for Arrogance if none of those even have crit rate? Like, you can just see, like, maybe I'll build my best Arrogance Cataclysm build. You'll see how much this sucks. This one, maybe we could refine this crit rate, but it's not even like the rolls are so good. It's not terrible, but you get the picture. I'll click a little faster. Here's a North Throne. Here's an Esoteria Order. I'm literally showing you everything. You're getting the full clean look. This one, we finally got a huge roll, and it's on a piece without crit rate. Great Rage Regen roll, but again, no crit rate. How's that going to work? How's this Esoteria piece going to work? Maybe I could somehow use it. Maybe on, like, I don't even know what it'd be. If there was a spammer build I ended up doing for Helga, but like, what is this? None of it. I can't use any of this stuff. This one was kind of cool. It rolled well, but it was only 2 relevant substats, and it barely made it to the purple. This is very low, right? The minimum's 20, and I believe 26. So, I mean, it's fine. It's just isolated, it's fine, but in the grand scheme of things, it's severely disappointing. This one's kind of the same story. This one sucks. This one sucks. Right? Even you're like, oh, maybe the flat attack. There's no crit rate, dude. There's no crit rate. Like, what can we do? There's no crit rate. Let's go to Hell's Lament. These were some of my best pieces by far on the worst set, of course. This one was like, okay, but there's no attack bonus. This one's like, okay, I guess. I don't know, but a terrible set. It's not even that special. This one's solid, I guess, but only 2 substats. This one sucks. Let's go over here. We got the Silas piece. This one I kind of like. It's my one Silas piece, and it rolled well. But are you ever going to use this on Silas while the set sucks? You can't really. And the rolls are still, nothing's like thrilling, right? This one was pretty darn solid for Comet. This one sucked for Comet. And look at these substats. No crit rate again. And now it's on a Bangle. So it's not even like you can run a crit rate main stat Bangle. This one sucks. This one sucks. Remember, guys, the reason I'm so bitter and annoyed and I want to make a big fuss is it's been almost a year. Let's go to the amulets. We got I got a bunch of Shamir amulets. This one, yeah, you can't use it even with the good attack bonus roll. This was the really nice Salazar, but there's no crit rate. This is not a usable Salazar. This was the phenomenal Salazar. So like if your earlier game, like broken set, this is amazing. But you saw how hard it was for me to find this one awesome piece, even on a trash set after 9 months. How many people are getting rolls like this? Some people, I'm sure, but this is like the one piece. This one's like almost okay for Shamir, but not really. This one's good-ish, but there's no attack bonus, so you can't use it. This one is okay. There's no crit damage, so I don't know. No rage regen. This one is not usable. This one's not usable. You really get the picture. We'll go through these really quickly now. Actually, we showed those before. So there's Hell's Lament. I don't think there's anything left I have to show you. I think that's every exclusive piece already, all 95. I don't know if there's any missed. I don't think so. We did get the 2 unidentifieds, and those were pretty good. So I don't want to hide any of that from you. They were both Bangles. One was this guy. Excuse me. Why can't I find it? I had 2 Bangles that I identified. It was an Infernal. Bangle. Bangle. That was rings. Here you go. This one's fine. There's no defense bonus, which I think should be a requirement for an HP bonus main set. But this is like, I'm not complaining about this at all. It's a cool set. It rolled okay. This one was pretty great. This was a nice Infernal Roar piece. Cool little effect as well. This had a relevant effect. So not complaining about those, but those are the 2, right? Those are the 2 out of the whole thing. I showed you all the Ancients. That's where we're at, guys. So it's just not fun. It's like such a lame thing. And I know I'm like whining a bit, but I really want to drive it home because some of you are going to be like bitch Fastidious or whatever you want to say, which maybe is somewhat deserved. But I think a lot of you will see through that and see, holy crap, 1,300 pieces. And what do I have to show for it? Like quite literally, what do we have to show for it? This is how we're going to end, right? This is what we have to show. We have the Hell's Lament piece from Salazar. Phenomenal. Never going to build a Hell's Lament set, at least not yet. That's going to make it worth it. Maybe they'll buff it and then it'll be awesome. So cool. That we'll just call that a definitive win. Then we had this piece that I already had to reset, but was really nice for Calypso. And then we can just use it like not as an exclusive for other heroes. Fine. Pretty dang cool. And then we got the 2 Bangles, right? That's basically all we have to show. That really is. So what else is there? Well, maybe we can recast some pieces and get lucky. So let's try that. Let's get a sense. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm doing it live. We could totally get lucky, or we could use 21 on one unit. I've gone over 20 recasts trying to get anything decent before when I was on the test server. So let's go. Let's find that Uridan piece I really liked. It's not telling me whose exclusive it is. Is that legit? Is that real? Is that how this works? Okay, well, let's go find the Uridan piece first. I don't want to make any mistakes. Let's go get it. Where's that one I really like? This Yurden piece. So it's 1714. That's how we can identify it. Really don't like that they make it that hard. Let's look for that 1714. Here we go. So let's see. We got 21. Let's try, because this would be really helpful. Like, I really would like this. So it's like, that's an improvement. We're going to accept it. Like, I guess we could refine the attack bonus if we get stuck, but it's rough already. Like, it's certainly an improvement. We're happy, but it's not like one recast did the trick. We'll try a couple more times and see if we get lucky. Oh, we got lucky. We'll definitely take that. All right, so that took 2 recasts. We're 2 hammers down. We start with 21. That's 1 win. Next up, we got that Yovar piece I wanted to check in on. So let's find that. Oh, that was the Yovar piece? So what even is that? It was the 1714. So they both were 1714? Crazy. Or maybe it was Yovar the whole time. You guys know better. This is the Yurden piece I want to do. All right, so 1 down. We got the Yovar, who I don't own. Now we got Yurden. So this is 3.5, 9. Let's try this piece. We got this Yurden for 3.5, 9. We're going to do this piece, and then we're going to do that Piercer piece that had the attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage, flat attack, because that piece is pretty darn fun. So let's look for that Yurden piece, 3.5, 9. We found it pretty quick. The other one's like roll fine, but clearly it needs a full recast. We can't refine this with 9% crit rate. So let's try this one out. Let's see how we do. 3.5%, if you don't know, is the lowest possible attack bonus roll. This rolled okay. It's actually hard to say if I should accept it or not. I probably should. I think I probably should, just because 3.5% attack cannot work. We're going to be recasting it a bunch of times anyway, unless we get lucky again. Looks like maybe we got a little lucky. That kind of works. We'll live with that for now. You know, the rage regen's low, but this is fine. So we made it pretty solid. Again, not game breaking, but we made it pretty solid. So far, very, very good on the recasts. Let's go and find that special piece with the perfect stuff. I believe it was Cataclysm. I don't know why I can't find it right now. Let's just plug in the substats maybe, and it will pop up. There it is. Why was this hidden all the way down? It was a ring. I was right. Okay, so let's recast this. This piece is awesome, right? And Cataclysm is super usable, so let's see. Really lucky first roll. This is something we can maybe already refine, to be honest. So let's do that. We've been really lucky on these recasts, so I'm not going to beat around the bush on it. Maybe these recast better. Is that a thing with exclusive gear? I don't know. If it is, tell us. Let's refine this, because that went great. We can get some crit damage a little bit higher. We'd be cruising. Let's go like this. All right, let's get this crit damage up, because the rest, I mean, it's still not perfect, right? But it's pretty darn nice. So we got 4 shots. Let's see how we do. That's pretty good. 23.5. Let's leave it there. So it went pretty good. This stuff's really random. Maybe we can roll one more thing. Maybe we'll recast one more thing since we have so many leftovers. But this is kind of what we're looking at, right? So after a little tinkering and tankering and all that stuff, these are the great new pieces, right? Which they are good, but again, from the effort we put in, right? Like, this is really cool, but not insanity. We got some of those Wicked Vengeances, right? This one's pretty darn neat. The Yovar we recasted. Here's the Yurden. Pretty cool, but, you know, it's not the craziest thing in the world. It's all fun, like, but for 1,300, you really feel what I'm saying, right? Don't you? Let's find one more we can recast. Let's do this Yurden with the HP bonus, so that'll have like a nice chunk of BP if it rolls really well. This is like okay right now, but just shockingly mediocre. So let's try to find that one. Let's go here, Wicked Vengeance. HP bonus on the bottom. Let's see how we do. All right, pretty good. Let's see. We got 16. Let's take this. Worst case, we'll take this down to 10. All right, so rolling kind of random. We'll definitely keep the 15% attack bonus. That's really nice. This almost you want to recast. I think we'll at least accept this. We lose, what, 4.5% HP bonus. We lose 1.5% attack. We'll keep this one for now. Let's see. It seems like they do reroll better. We'll keep this. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. It's something. So there you go. It's like, this is what we're coming out with. So maybe now it's up to like 8 pretty darn good pieces. Really nothing insane except for that one Salazar piece. And that is from so much saving and so much everything. I think the big takeaways are they need to have more appropriate corresponding subsets that are guaranteed. like just continually hitting like the arrogance amulets and they never have crit rate, it means they're trash, right? You're wasting that really valuable, really low 7.3% chance to hit the exclusive on something that is instantly unusable because it's just missing the key substat. You know, the fact that you can get an ancient tier 3 piece on an exclusive piece of gear and it's not guaranteed crit rate on a DPS set, like with that Infernal Cataclysm ring, it's shocking and it's not good. So there we go. There you have it. That's my story. I know I did say we were going to do our Guild Boss 1 for Sun Wukong tonight. Obviously, this is instead. I need to log off this game. I'm not in a good mood. Can you tell? Thank you guys. Again, if you want to throw a dog a bone, at least click and check it out when it comes to the Factor 75 stuff. Definitely helps me out. You'll hear about it all month because I'm going to do a long sponsorship. There you go. Thank you. I've been Fastidious. See you really soon. Share with your mother. Goodbye.
Fastidious.